Hello guys, I give it a little bit more sound. Whoa! So, welcome back. This is my market recap of the 24th of October. That day, it was a Friday. Today is Saturday. I made $560.34. I still ended the week red. It was quite obvious that I will end the week red. But yeah, this week was really challenging to me, especially psychologically, because these two trades was two forced trades. Uh, One trade was absolute nuts. Like there was just nothing. I think that was this. Well, I mean there was something, but there was a flipping bias which I failed to recognize, and on the other trade I just rushed in too early. Yeah, about the previous videos I have watched them back and I see that the voice is off. So yeah, I clearly did not bother looking back at those videos. So yeah, sorry, but here I am. So yeah, on Friday we have this candle marked. No, not this one. This is the big one. Yeah, this is marked open. This one marked out because we had a CPI and core CPI, and that was at 8:30. As you can see, we swept all-time highs, which was around this level. We swept all-time highs with that news candle, and we created this data high and this data low. So we had those. We also had flash manufacturing and flash services at 9:45, and we had these at 10. But I didn't really think that caused any upsets in the market. I think something else did, because the 10 a.m. candle really went crazy, absolute nuts. But I highly doubt that these news were the reason behind it. But more about trading. So market has opened. This is the news candle. Market has opened and we took out this low and also tapped into this big ass fair value gap. This is a 50-minute fair value gap which we left with the news candle, and from there we had a setup which I was not willing to take because we were pre-news and I really wanted to wait until the news candle came out. We had these 2 3 minutes here and we ended up inversing them, and yeah, this was a nice little setup, maybe a PDI I assume, because this looks like some accumulation consolidation, and then we took out the sell side liquidity and then ended up inversing this gap. But yeah, this would have given me a really bad RR, and yeah, I was not looking to take that. I think Patty took it, but yeah. From there we of course took out data highs here, so I will delete this candle, and then we went down, and here I will come down to the 2 minute. Here with the news candle we spiked up, and we took out this buy side liquidity once again. And from there I was looking for longs. Why was I looking for longs? Because at all-time highs I am always bullish until we have a flipping order flow. So we either inverse a 4-hour fair value gap, a 1-hour fair value gap, and I need some strong signs that the market is reversing. So I was still looking for longs, but the market was a bit choppy, so there wasn't really any 5 minutes or 50 minutes here, as you can see. Later in the day there were, of course, but I only trade between like 9:30 and I sometimes wait for the 11 a.m. candle if there isn't any movement at 9:30. But yeah, I usually trade between 9:30 to 10:30. So yeah, but there wasn't any 5 or 50 minute fair value gaps, as you can see. So there was one on the 3 minute, which I will mark out now, which was this, and this did end up, what is happening now? This did end up getting respected here, and we created here a 2 minute within the range, which we ended up inversing, and this was enough for me, because if I am, of course there is this news candle week, but this range for me, yeah, I will mark this out as this Yeah, so it's clearer. This range is the accumulation range. So this is a PDI. Of course, my main target was this size, but more about that later. And yeah, we were accumulating. We came down, took out these sell side liquidity, and if I go out into the higher time frame and I put this equilibrium tool here, not here, where I put it here, I guess. Yeah, sorry, that would have been another retrace into the 50-minute. But yeah, if I put the equilibrium tool here, we can see that for this range we have hit equilibrium, which aligned with the 2-minute fair value gap, as you can see here, and we came down into the 3-minute, respected it, and then we had a strong inversion. So this was a sign for me to enter into this PDI setup. This was my break-even level, and this was my take profit level. So this is at a 1-to-1, and this was at 1.75. Yeah, and I entered here. We came down a bit, but that don't really bother me because taking a loss is part of it. Wow, sorry. But here the market went like absolute nuts. I wasn't paying attention. I was drinking water or something here, but I was looking at the charts. The price was here. I take a sip of my water, and we have gone up, wicked my break-even level, and then went down around here. And I was wondering, like, should I go like close my position or what? But it ended up closing and then going again up to the range, and then it ended up going higher. But this was really weird, and then I set my break even. Of course, once we went back into the green, I wasn't really trying to close in red. Then I'm just ready to take the loss. But yeah, I put my stop loss here, and I put my take profits back to this 1-to-1 RR because I wasn't really trying to be in this trade for a minute longer. Of course, it was close to my take profit, so I was like, yeah, fuck it, we wait. And yeah, it wigged it, and it did not really set off my order. That was a bit frustrating, but at the second candle it did manage to get the job done. So yeah, we did hit this external drawn liquidity much later in the day though. But yeah, I am not really happy with this setup, and the reason for that is because of the price action. Like, I wasn't really thinking that this will happen at a 10 a.m. candle, and there wasn't really any reason behind it because this isn't really any news to look out for. But yeah, it happened. I got lucky this time, I will admit it, and I know it, that the setup wasn't bad, but that this is just luck. Like, we have inversed, I think, at the 1 minute. No, but how I trade is that if I have my stop here, and for example, if you see this, we came down, we create a fair value gap, and then we inverse it to the upside in this case, then I am moving my stop to this low, because if we are going to be bullish, then we should not be revisiting that low, and in that case I would have been stopped out here. So yeah, this was a lucky day, I have to admit it. And yeah, I will try to avoid trading in such price action, because the setup wasn't bad, at least in my opinion, it was acceptable. But yeah, I got lucky. That's all. Yeah, the video is long enough, I guess. I will talk about my psychology later in one of the videos. I am currently reading a book and trying to take notes of it and apply it in my trading journey to get the best out of me and to help me reach my goals faster. So yeah, I will see you all next week.